What's up, fellow entrepreneurs? It's John Fagerholm again. And today I want to talk about live-in employees and why you should never do it. But first, remember, as always, I'm a lawyer, but I'm not your lawyer. So please seek competent legal representation for your specific problem or legal question. In my opinion, live-in employees are too risky in California and it just shouldn't be done at all. So I understand that it is convenient for some businesses to have live-in employees, but more often than not, when one of my clients has come to me with a problem related to a live-in employee, the convenience and benefit was more for the employee. So there are two major problems with live-in employees. The first is the labor law liability that is created when employees claim that they were on duty for the time that they were not actually working. The second is the difficulty in removing a former employee from the home or facility if they are terminated or quit. So with the first problem, live-in employees that bring claims tend to claim that even though they didn't work 24 hours, they were on duty 24 hours and were not free to leave. So this type of claim is prevalent in the retirement home or group home businesses. And there are several firms that specialize just in these types of claims because the practice is so common in these businesses and the liability is there typically. So the law requires that a person be paid for all of their hours worked and that they are considered at work if they are not free to leave, whether or not they are actually doing work. So if a live-in employee claims that they were required to be on duty, then the employer will have to prove that they were not on duty and free to leave for those additional hours beyond their scheduled work hours. So if that can't be proven, which is it's hard to do, in that setting, the liability can be enormous because the law requires time and a half for hours worked after 8 hours and double time for hours worked after 12 hours. So it's very hard to prove that the employee was not on duty when they live at the facility or home. And even if it can be proven, the cost of defending these claims are costly and not worth the convenience of having them. So as live-ins. So the second issue isn't as costly as the first, but it's way more annoying and uncomfortable. When you terminate a live-in employee, you can also be creating a landlord-tenant issue if that employee refuses to leave. So since the home or facility is technically the employee's residence, they can require you to evict them instead of just leaving voluntarily. So, and everyone knows how difficult it is to evict anyone in California. And now with COVID and the COVID protocols related to paying rent and all of that stuff, it's almost impossible to evict anybody, right now. So it just isn't worth doing. So my advice is don't have live-in employees. It just the risk is too high. So that's it for this video. And until next time, be productive.